Hello and welcome to the show. I see Vic, CC's Ghost, LCDW, Kitties, and Guitar outside. How good is that? My eyesight works. Great to see you. Thanks for being here. Look at that. That's SPY. There's some trade spotting lines. How good are they? Right, daily time frame, so very significant, but you know, now just allow me this little moment here. This is the support level. I mean, allow all of us to look to it. It's what's important in around here. This is a resistance above us in around here. 387, 378. Those sort between those two levels. Price action really important in here. Hello, Mr. Azamat. Price action very important. What does it do? Yo, looking left, you can see support here and the top side of this formation as well. 200 period moving average approaching that area. Oh, what's support now? It's resistance. It's an inflection point. So we're looking at that and freaking SPY. You know, if it breaks below 378, next target might be down here, 355, these previous lows. That sort of area. Oh my God, says you. Camera's at a different angle. Everything's at a different angle. So this is where I would sometimes eat my breakfast. This is like my midriff. Typically I wouldn't have that out unless I was on the beach. BD25 for the course, no worky anymore. Yes, it works. BD25. BDAY25. You see? BDAY25, sir. BDAY25. Oof, close one there, but it does. It works. Finally decided to take it. Vic, you are so going to enjoy that. It says no work. BDAY. Try the AY and then the 25. And Rocky will get on it. And yes, you got it. If you were going to say it doesn't work as well, aren't you? But it should work. It should still work. Totally great. So it should 25% off the course. So it's $1,000. So it's 25% off. So it's 750. And there's 10, 11 really important sections in there. So $75 for each one. If you want to look at it like that, that's one way. Another way of looking at it is it's like months and months of Rocky and my time put it as good best as we can in the little section into this say little but huge this course to take you through what it necessary to know to be a competent trader. We think the best of our discernment that these are the important things from all our experience, and it's there, so we put it into that. So what you're really getting is all that work and time and effort put into that thing, right? So if you look at it like that, it's 75 quid per pop's like freaking hell, right? I wouldn't have done it for that. So that was what I was told I was getting at the start. So that's another positive way to think about it, I think. And then the other stick way to think about it, rather than the carrot way, is that it's 25% off, but the price is actually also going up. So, because we've improved it so much since we initially released it, that a more realistic price point is way higher, but like also in terms of, we're trying to make it still accessible, so going up to 1,500. So that'll be 100% more than it is now. So if you wanted a stick, there's your stick, right? But Mr. Vic Vince doesn't need anything. So it doesn't. It's a legend. Number 11. 11 likes already. Does that mean that's quite good? Let's see if that stick. That's quite early in the door. So let's see if that persists. Dubious that that'll be robust YouTube statistics there. It says no worky. Let's hopefully it works from now. Good man, Vic. You're welcome to the course. Brilliant. You'll love it. It's great. You'll love it, hopefully. You'll enjoy the course rooms and everything. And everybody in there will be glad to see you. They all know you, obviously. Right, most of them. So, right, you've got this. What were we talking about here? SPY. Yes, breaking down here. Support levels. Yeah, 378. It's not broken yet. That's good. It's not really gone anywhere. And hence, VIX drop. Looks like a significant percentage. It is a significant candlestick. Everything's at a strange angle, so bear with me. To have the chat on the screen means I can't have other things at the same time, and so everyone's squished. This is a bit engulfing, and below 50 simple, which is sells below the 200. That's a 4-hour daily time frame. 3 bad days in a row, not managing to get back down below these important support levels. Obviously volatility could come if we break through that support level on SPY, because it's such a big distance, such a big distance to move to this next support level. And so should you do, there's obviously levels in between where it will pause. That should you make the move all the way there in one go, that would speak to increased dispersal of prices over a range, increased volatility. So VIX will probably go up because there would be more contracts out of the money from a move down. It was so significant, as well as how it goes up when, SPY goes up and down, VIX goes up and down. They go up and down. It's amazing. So amazing. And yes, the machinery behind this thing, very well serviced, very well serviced. So what's the next thing? SPY, VIX, and then we wanted to make a point about GameStop. Just, this is what we do just to get people warmed up here. Look, this is this chart. We've got a potential shark, and that would be the target up around the 200 period moving average. A bit of confluence, downward sloping resistance on this formation. Another target potentially, 50 simple. Another, by the time price action reaches it, I suspect it will be at this Fibonacci, an important support and resistance level in at around 2450. So you break towards the top side, 2450's target, significant target based on the formation. Ahead of that, you've got the point of control in around 2350, and you've got resistance at 2150 immediately, this section of the trend, and then the prior lows here. Before price action broke down, these body closes and this wick low, this comes in at around 2250. 2250 is that zone. So you have to break 2150, 2250, and then potentially you're moving up to 2425. You get a break above there and you've got significant percentage moves on the go. But all of that, yo, Bunsen Burner, legend there. Thank you for being a channel member. Little white headband there. Proper OG, so he is. Proper OG. Trady shark, lovely little trade shark. It worked. Yes, congratulations. We are now even closer than we were previously, Vic. I'm now a little student. Little student. New. Let's go. Yo, there's Bamba Pajama. Whoa. Well, the OGs. Great to see you. Rocky's back. If you see, I saw you in Rocky's chat. Rocky's back. Doing videos every so often. You should check it out if you have any. If that's news to you, great news. So, yes, great to see Vic. Brilliant. Brilliant. Let's go. Good to see you, Bam Mama Jammy. Total legend. Good vibes to you every day. It was good to see the brother last night. Yeah, big time. Right, so this shark, yeah, target one. That'd be great. That's what essentially I mean from all these other targets are quite unrealistic from here. You just want target one. And then that would be 2250 and change, which would be great because we'd have come found support then. Confirmed this as support. And we'd then go from there or put in a bottom information. Whatever you like, right? Whatever you like. Whatever you want, whatever you like. Bing bong has been too long. Yo, Bunsen Burner. You're total legend, sir. Great to see you. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for being a member, sir. Thanks for supporting efforts. Great. Keeping the lights on. Thank you, sir. That's what Bunsen Burner does, it's exothermic reaction. But also light giving off. This is the light of Bunsen Burner. It's brilliant. Bunsen, some people, Bunsen. You've been here, you were there at the start, you remember all of it. Bing bong. Right, so the bounce, yeah, great, that'd be great. 4-hour time frame, skirting the top of the bearish control zone. You don't want to dip right in there. You would have liked, ideally, to have had a stronger reaction from meeting this level, then come back and positively boosted off from it. That may be what happens over a slightly longer period of time. We're not seeing it yet, though. Bing bong. And 4-hour time frame, like RSI, not giving us anything. Potential cross in MACD, but you're significantly away from all those technical artifacts that you would be aiming for or that might disqualify a move. At this stage, you can see 200 period moving average and 4 is at that downward sloping resistance at 28. And as such, I think that considering the bearish circumstances that we outlined prior, then it would be sensible to look to these levels ahead of the open interest resistance around 30. Yo, you're still looking to short MACDs, are you? Just for some fundamental information. Don't know if I've conveyed this previously, but McDonald's franchise holders are quite excited. These are the people that own the restaurants. It is the most popular restaurant on earth in the history of business. And the franchisee holders, they're quite excited about this new burger frying method where they're frying half as many burgers at once, which allows those burgers to get cooked quicker and more evenly, which allows for a nicer burger. They're also adding the onion seasoning as the frying happens because they've now got the capacity, staff that have got the capacity during that process, you know, a very delicate process, to actually do more, and so they can add more, and so this value comes through in your burger. They've also got a better process for laying the cheese on, which comes over overall, and then they've also got a better bun. You know, there's a very rare upgrade to find at McD's, Mackie D's, McDonald's, McDonald, Mackay. There's a very rare upgrade, and they've got it coming soon, which is going to reduce waiting time for customers and increase customer satisfaction. This is also something they've already run tests of and know to be true. So marginal utility there in the operation management and the operation McDonald's, very, very good the way they managed to employ their graduates, figuring out how to get the most out of every asset, every employee, every little bit of effort, every motion. Every emotion is for a bit of profit. Doesn't McDonald's usually do well during economic downturns as well? Yes, this is also another truth of economic downturns. People eat out less. So they eat out less, so they get more fast food, because unfortunately, eating out at restaurants less doesn't necessarily translate to you not being a shit cook. So people are still crap at cooking, and then they go for the slightly less expensive option, you know, less dates. And then it's that section of the economy that disappears, which has such a heavy impact on certain types of businesses. So nobody is immune from your eating habits. But yeah, that's also true. You know, Papa John's would be famous for that. And shout out to Sarah, the legend that she is. Did he just say that McRib is back? It's back. Well, what's not to like? I am the king of making tacos. Nice. That's a well sought after title. So McAdiddy's, you want to look at the McAdiddy's? I'll quickly go through the rest of AMC, but I know nobody really wants me to look at it, because you would fax me and say, please look at AMC every so often, in which case I would do it. And $5, you're at that support level. You're up a percentage chunk to get here, but most of that's reaction. It's 886 looking left, 1618, 457 if you do drop further. 450, then 556, and you can see these important levels. Golden pocket retracement that around $6. That would be the first place to look to if everything goes very, very bullish. I'd be looking here, but as we were saying before, also this is not a shark. This is a crab. Is it? Steep crab there, so you're looking at you know, that would be the first target in around those levels. If that does break 50 simple on this 4-hour time frame, comes in at around previous 236 and horizontal level resistance at 7. So again, 50 cents, 50 cents, 50 cents, 50 cents, quite easy to the 200 period moving average at 850. It's not 850, tries to say 30. Shut up already, it just makes everything easier. It's easy. We could top in pips. That'd be make it really annoying for everyone. The McRib is disgusting. Why do I crave it so? Well, I think it was Brew Lee was saying how good McDonald's is for you in general. So it might just be your body knows the goodness in McDonald's and wants you to go there. And that's like, say, most people go to McDonald's because they're drawn to it by the gut feeling. For old school sakes, how about that METX building up on the 4-hour METX? Meth Holding Group, yeah. 4-hour. This is, well, you see, you've also got this hidden divergence on top side. Bum. Which has also led to that breakdown. So it is downward sloping, downward moving, downward trend to be aware of. Daily time frame, point of control, 50 simple. Prior high took those out and got rejected, so it looks like bad. It looks bad when you put it in context here. 4-hour, you have certainly got a higher low on the RSI, and in context there's an awful lot of them. But having most recently broke like to the top side, been rejected at a horizontal level of resistance and come back down, you're looking for this to sort of like, you know, is that just the first reaction? Is there going to be something now? If it does move back up, I'd be looking at a 236 from this high first. And then you get back then above whatever that is. It's now too far away, and this is not the type of, not IPS or whatever. I cannot see at this angle. It's like 0.21 or something, 25, 35, something like that. Get back above there, then maybe you'll get back above 50 simple, and if you manage to hold that subsequently to moving back from here, you would not only have your bullish divergence, but a reason to look higher. Though it's very difficult to see where it would go in such a strong downward sloping trend at the minute. Is that the right one? Am I looking at the right one? What's the one I was saying? bang, 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 shoot you in the face. It's like Kill METX. That's that movie, Kill METX. Bang, 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 get out of my house, bang. Take this shit with you, bang. So that was unfortunate for that relationship. But then, boom, boom, boom. 50 simple, breaking below the 200. That's the way it goes, though. Relationships overrated, but usually by the people that are in them until they aren't. And then, fucking, what was I doing? Well, you know, I told you. So there, and so did everybody else. 2.135, That's the sort of level break above. Then it might be interesting. It might be interesting. Well, everybody loves this little bit of meth. X. YouTube just will not understand what's going on with this, will it? When does Mickey D start adding crickets to the beef? Oh, soon, surely. Global warming and whatnot. Get them crickets in there. Start them farting and all that methane out. It's what we need. It's what the burgers crave. F potential hammer. Oh, no. 4 hour and daily. It's at 200 hour MA. You want to look forward. Look, you're taking this now away from... Jackie's like, what have I... do I smell or something? So Jackie's thinking, now just what I smell. What's up? How come everybody else's request comes? They don't smell, huh? What is this? Sputter. So, what was the thing about F there? Potential hammer. What bash? Eh? Eh? What was that? What you do with hammers? I've got. That, I don't have that. I have one of these. It's not a hammer. Do I have? It's a hammer drill. Well, look, it's got a hammer drill bit on it. No, it's not got a hammer drill bit. It has got a bit with a hammer drill on it. Sharp trades, right? So yeah, what was the question? My brain, it loves it. Potential hammer, right? We got that on the 4 hour. That's we'll go there. Look, ding, 4 hour, and the daily. Well, that's 2 in it, 2 in 1, sir. It's at the 200 moving average on previous support. Previous support. On the 4 hour, I wouldn't quite say it's at previous support. It has got close to it, but not no cigar. Daily, tampoco. Tampoco. Yeah, sure, you're right about that candlestick there, though, with the hammer. Where did that message come from? There's another one below. Yo, Stelly, we were just talking about how much you love McDonald's there. Did you hear for that? For old school stakes, how about I make that? Where does the other one message at? There it was, Ford. It was yourself, Val. And moving average, 200 period moving average on the weekly. Why would my gate be making that noise? I would typically go and investigate with very aggressive, confrontational style. But we shall pause. Nope, that's a noise I don't like as well. Right, TradeSpawn's going to overreact. This is what happens if you're using fib-based time zones. You'll get like a TradeSpawn event where it's like, well, we should have done something about that. And it'll complement itself on its restraint, and then something else will happen. It'll get close to breaking, and then it'll just completely floodgates gone. Right, water meets steel, and there we have it. Right, it should have said something in the first instance. Now the whole world regrets this hesitation, and doesn't have anything to do with it. Right, so if you're like that, hit the like button. It's tough, isn't it? Everyone else is too sensitive. So this 200 period moving average. It's in around, and we're the most sensitive out of everybody, you know, and nobody understands us. Right, 200 period. Wow. So you're looking at that, and it means you go right. Yeah, it's in the roundabouts area. I wouldn't be looking at this as a positive trend at the moment. This is what I thought would happen. I mean, shout out Luke Spears, who's only on to listen to me at the time because he asked me about it later on. It was like I thought in 2022 would be, there'd be a lot of mergers and acquisitions in the automobile industry because there's not the capacity, right, to achieve the objectives. There simply isn't the capacity, and the only way it's going to be possible is with economies of scale and upgrades of production in that order. And the only way that's going to be happening is if there's mergers. So, like, it's a ipso facto, as Rocky and I like to say, but ipso facto, because it's the internet, ipso facto, it's going to happen. So it should be huge moves, right? Lows of volatility, brilliant trading events. And at this particular moment, 50 simple is above 200 period moving average. This has been an uptrend on the weekly. It's rolled over recently. It's got that low period there, bouncing. It's got bullish divergence on the next low. Class B, not even really. It's just reaction from the 200 period moving average, caught below the 50 simple. Bounced again, caught below the 50 simple. This point is like 1-2 tests. That's no longer as reliable as it was. I'd want something else, And when I go looking for it, I see more bad news. Ooh, brutal. So I wouldn't be jumping into this guy, though that would be the area to do it if you wanted to jump in, But this is what we were saying. What was it again? Was it hidden bearish divergence? Yeah, hidden bearish divergence, continuation and whatnot. You know, it's like when the guy jumps into the pool or the girl and they come up and their nose is broken, there's blood everywhere and they're crying. And it's because they didn't read the sign, right? It said, watch out for hidden bearish divergence. So that's the thing. You know, it's a really big thing too. Broken noses all over the place because of it. Ace, thank you so much, sir. It's really appreciated. That's the little duck angel superhero thing with a friend sidekick Bob thing doing its stuff. Brilliant. That's what it's all about. Amazing. But I should have put GME at 19. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I did. Pardon me. None of it. I don't know what GameStop. What you can buy that, can you? I have options still for 2023 December at $10. That's pretty good. Well, on GameStop, that's ridiculously good. See, TraceButton hears noises and TraceButton's mood changes. And TraceButton talks about himself in the third person to maybe distance himself from that moment and reflect on how he's feeling. TraceButton, I am more interested in APE than AMC, to be honest. Oh. APE. This is a preferred equity unit. Uncommon with preferred equity units. No, an AHT. Okay, let's check out AHT in a minute. It's in APE. It's boom. Well, I mean, if it's going to achieve parity with AMC, that will mean a convergence somewhere in the middle. 0.6830. AMC the minute trading just over again $5. Holding $5. You know, slap them together, you get 250. That's a hell of a cash only account. Means you can trade that move by buying APE. This like totally sterile, non-emotional part of that conversation doing very well, I think. Corey to be looking at APE, thinking it presents the opportunity in a minute. Absolutely everything to do with the rest of it. It's got nothing to do with what your profit afterwards. So that's what I'd think. Yo, I think doing well, sir. Right? I think it's an idea there. Also, I think like, you know, there's loads of other opportunities in the go, and if you're looking at it from 0.68 to 2.5, well, that doesn't represent quite a larger move. The risk and the potential, like, it's not the sort of trade that comes without opportunity cost, you know, which is obviously an intangible when you're trading APE, AMC sort of thing. I also thought you meant on GME, BMG low. Where are we saying AHT it was? AHT, let me check it out. Where are you at? 2023. Wow. Which what time? 2023? First, second, third quarter. What are we thinking? Right, risky. Well, there's not very much call. There's not very much intrinsic value in that currently. If we're looking at that previous breakdown from 11, that was interesting there. Can't see when any of this was in around the end of summer. So 1 quarter bump, you know, you want to recover that in the next one, likely. That's what you want. What does it say in the weekly here? Not impossible at all. Gaps, obviously, you're aware of them. Bottom side of that's what you're looking at. Long before that, you got 11 and 14. Boom, 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 boom. I haven't quite made the next extension beyond this, which 1.13 would match up to 1618 here. Oops. That sort of zone there. 423, 420 something, 424. Anyway, that's a level. That could be where it drops down to if it does break. And if it does break back above point of control and very simple, and you're prior high in around 11, you'd be in profit again. So, I mean, that oscillation makes it a little bit woo, a little bit wah. A little bit woo, a little bit wah. Still out here taking risks. BMJ. Anyone know what fair market GME would be if they started turning things around? Fair market. Suppose, I mean, you're looking at it under different scenarios. Like, they don't have any debt at the minute, and, you know, so you just add up all their assets and see, like, what the cash flow position's like. Cash flow to firm, or whatever. How do people say it in America? Cash flow to firm. How do you guys say it? It's like when you've got operating cash flow. What's it called in America? Anyway, right. So if you're like generating a profit at that, your revenue coming in is higher than your fixed variable costs, then you're generating money for people, right? You're a business at that stage, a bee's knees. So that's what you're looking at. Like get to that situation. The question, like fair market value, will depend partly on are they then going to be paying dividend, but like how do they structure their costs, does it derive profit, and so on. What are the circumstances like competitors, what opportunities, threats, so on, and then you're adding up all the assets essentially. Like it's already done in there in the accounting for you. Like I'm making it like it's hard. It's already like even categorized in it. So you just add it all up, and that Jamie's not got any debt, which makes it like significantly more attractive as an investment opportunity than its competitors at the current market conditions. Like this is just legit, actual fundamental truths there. It's just very obvious. Like if you've got mortgage or that, you're well aware of how things have been changing recently. So you'll be looking around at like businesses being like, well, if they've got millions and millions or billions of debt, then they'll be a bit squeezed this week. Whereas Jimmy doesn't have any of that, which like presents a massive opportunity. There's this argument out there at the minute, but after subsequent to the previous earnings call, that GME is no longer a meme stock because it doesn't have that virality of like it could just go crazy, because the board have now focused it on generating it turning a profit on their expenses, at least short term, turn into a profit generating, like medium to long term, turn into a profit generating business. That's the objective, which is signaling to the markets that they're serious as you have to do. They're not saying, we're not going to go volatile and be very explosive anymore. In fact, they even like qualified at the end by pointing that their positive cash position allows them to take advantage of opportunities to acquire competitors, should that be, or other opportunities to acquire, businesses that will expand our ability or increase their ability to achieve their business objectives. So there's all those things. So this is great. But part of the problem, I think, now, just the fact that they don't give forward guidance with their earnings, is also the lack of then communication that comes like from multiple streams, which is what you would typically get when there isn't a tight control on information, means that much of the enthusiasm and wow news, the electric part of the news about GameStop's lacking then. And also, I think there's serious questions with regards to growth. If they're trying to achieve like fair market value based on a growth proposition, they've restructured their finances to achieve like a different type of proposition because of market conditions, to at what would be the behest of either their largest investor or the people who would finance the different operations and the objectives of the business. So either GameStop is doing what the market wants of it, or that happens to align with the largest investors' objectives. So I still think there's a huge problem with GME. It's a huge problem at board level with GME, and with the outlining the business objectives clearly and in non-fuzzy terms. This is something I'd improve if I was closer to ears that could hear my voice. I'd be focusing on that. It's a difficult message to put across on the internet because there's other people out there who want to like create a negative narrative for GME, and I would have the true understanding of how I think the business could be run from a macro level, which if I had to spend too long talking about them, it just gives fodder to people who want to throw shit at a wall about GME. So that's something stuck in that, and it'll be something I've said at some point, and don't want that to happen. But like, also at the same time, think like, forward guidance is crap. Yeah, it's just basically, it's essentially there to, make people feel good that you've taken money off, right? That's why you do it, and it's generally money they'd be like trying to get back. It's not. They're not. They're not doing it for us. We're not asking for the forward guidance over the share price. People, when I say us, I mean GME investors of the last while, right? No, what I mean, it's not big enough as like audience to be making any mistakes. Everyone understands what I'm saying. We aren't investing in GameStop because Matt Furlong says next week it's going to be worth 35. That was never the deal. We didn't ask him to do that. But the other people will put the narrative out there that because it's not focused on growth, it doesn't have that same viral, explosive nature. What they're ignoring is then that it was a short squeeze, right? A short squeeze. That's what we're talking about here. Not, the fact that we could turn the company via these mechanisms into share price workflows, and the company then justifying that valuation because of the money they have at their disposal and all the other resultant benefits of the stock price going up. It's very different from saying, like, we think this is the Microsoft, right? Like, we bought into this knowing the fundamentals were awful at the beginning. I mean, anyone who bought it back in 2020 was agree with me on that, especially, so 2021, even more so, the end of the squeeze, the initial start of the year there, end of the start of the year, people at that stage were definitely not buying GameStop at hundreds of dollars, saying to themselves, I'm buying it for fundamental reasons either, right? So it's not been true at any stage. So why would it be true now? So then, so the people are using that as a literary device in order to manipulate the narrative. And so much of that happens. It's so boring. Yo, hello everybody. So really what you want to be doing is, like, you did it for your strength of your own convictions, right? And don't need me to tell you this far into the game why we do things, right? Or, like, you can't put your clothes on in the morning and so on as well. I had $21 calls for GME on December 30th today, but I already sold those after GME had coffee and reloaded them $30 leaps on December 30th today. So I imagine, so you've got leaps, so that's like long equity. So typically you'll be looking like a year or two out on them, which is significantly different from December the 30th, which is 2 weeks away or something. So yes, congratulations. That's a big move. $30 leap from $21 calls. $30 too. They see you good timing on those trades, the way you've managed to roll that over. Like it. Good work. Ace with a pair. Thank you very much. The flying pair, you know it's ace. Can't remember what I was talking about there. Great to see the two brothers back on the screen. That was my Christmas wish. Loved you, Dad. Great to see you there. Right, so that was that. What did I miss out on? What Jackie wanted? Where was it? I'm going to go back now and find it, but it was this. There it is. It was not that many messages. It was McDonald's. 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 There it is. It's an amazing chart. Right, let's just put it in context. McDonald's make the best coffee. They're way better than Starbucks coffee. They make the best coffee from that source, right? You actually want good coffee, you get King Coffee Company, New York, right? KT, you'll see him in chat there. And there are others, right? I think John G also, also does some coffee here, right? So, but if you're looking for a handy, quick fix, McDonald's is going to give you good coffee, right? It's the truth. Try it and tell me I'm wrong. And yeah, they also sell more salads than anyone else in the world, right? So while there are bad things about it, right, like the glue and whatever else is in them, right, whatever it is, right? No, I don't know, right? It's all rumors, conjecture. I don't know, allegedly, right? If you want your sawdust burger or your whatever, what's in it? It's like, come on, what you tell me what it's not paper mache. It used to be, right? It wasn't. The chips were paper mache, but they upgraded them. Sawdust burgers, yeah. There's sawdust and nails and stuff in them, right? It's the same things that the Nazis had to eat when they were surrounded all sides and there was no food getting in, and they were still really, really into baking, right? The Great Nazi Bake Off, that thing they did back then. It's a long tradition. We've still got bits of it go through in Britain now. Echoes of it happen now on BBC. But it was the Great Nazi Bake Off, and it was when they were surrounded all side by the Soviets and the Allies, the Axis, crushing the bastards for what they did. And they really wanted to keep up the baking, because baking's a big thing, big deal in Germany. I'll shout out to all the Germans now, still do it, right? Keep the tradition going. That's one of the best things about the Germans. And but that was it, the bread that they made back then. So in order, because you were lacking on ingredients, you just top up with nails and sawdust and stuff, right? And this is still the way of things. That's what we see in the big patties, the sawdust patties. It's got nails in. So you wonder what happens to like the head of a nail when it breaks off. Like that is not wasted, right? We can't afford to be wasted. That goes into your food, and then you'll have that in your burger. I don't know if it's at McDonald's or elsewhere, right? I honestly don't know. It's just like might not be the case, right? Probably, in fact, isn't. I love McDonald's. It's amazing, and this is just a joke, right? So none of that really means anything. So I've already got that fib, which is great. And the 236, so the important level for McDonald's is in around 230, right? Below that, those Happy Meals take on a slightly different disposition. They then start looking like unemployed, feckless death of a salesman patty burgers. And you're like, hey, yo, what about that new frying schematic we had? Hey, I thought I was going to change things, yo. And yeah, and then McDonald's were like, yeah, but we had to distract you because we were reducing the meat content of our burgers again, you know, inflation and whatnot. We got the McDonald's pound, right? That's what's in we don't care about JPOW. This is, right, this is what Ronald thinks the burger is worth. So, yes, anyway, wasted. I'm wasted out here, am I not? Waste double cheeseburgers are untouchable from a Mickey D. They're brilliant. What are you talking about? They're nutritious, they're delicious. They're fantastic and they're beautiful. I'll have 10, please. So, yeah, I mean, what are we talking about? You're like, as you can see, I am not desperately bearish on McDonald's. There's the 200 period moving average. It's in around 110, 1.13 extension. If this goes back through, this was probably. Do I have to check? Yes, I do, because you know, I am not just supremely intelligent. I am also very hardworking, diligent. So I did verify the details there on your behalf. Hit that like button. And what did we confirm? Well, it would have to be worse than it was during COVID. Since then, they've managed to get rid of their stinky, smelly Russian branch when Putin launched his special operation, quote-unquote, rock outcrop, and that's still ongoing. Obviously, McDonald's have had to liquidate, you know, I suppose that would be the wrong term, but they liquidated the crap out of their restaurants over there, so they did. That'll be why they need to change up their techniques. Protect that intellectual property, right, McDonald's? That's what it's all at for McDonald's, right? I'll have double intellectual property. McProperty shake. If it breaks below 109, it'll have gone through 120. Yeah, golden pocket there previously at 172. Even beyond that, bit crazy. Yes, lots of bearish divergence, right? But lots of bearish divergence, right? Breakdown, pressure covered. You know, throughout this period of time, loads. Look, this was a breakdown, a recovery, right? Here's a breakdown, a recovery. Sure, you've gone on to new highs. At this point, you went on to new highs here. And then the RSI fell over. Price action didn't really, like you can see yourself there, price action didn't really fall over. Price action here, it was not really falling over. RSI back down, testing the center line, right? Back down, testing the center line. That's what it did here. That's what it's doing now. Recovered. Price action then, if it maintains this particular formation, is probably doing okay. That's the monthly time frame, so you can tell that McDonald's has been around for a while. Go down to daily, stretch them out a little bit. Yeah, you can see this is the top side of a trend. Not completely crazy to be looking at this as a risk on at the minute, or in terms of moves to the downside. There's a gap that would be filled if you came in around 260, 258, 250, something like that. 260, we'll call it. I mean, the start of it's also around there, so, you know, you can get this test up yourself. And then you can tell there's a gap there, so if price action gets in there, it'll no longer be there. And so that makes all sense. Looking back on it, you'd say that's pretty. That's pretty. And so you're looking for something pretty. Maybe you'll break off the 50 simple at 265 and a test of 258. That sort of thing might be what you're thinking if this does break down. It's come in most recently to support now, and at that stage there was likely going to be a bounce. 50 simple prior highs. Bounce from here, you know, point of control, get back above 272. You'll test your prior high at 279, then you go on, you put in new heights. That may be what's going on. This may be a bull flag. That may be where price action breaks. It may not. It might come down and breaks that next support level. As we said, sir, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? I think it's brilliant. 1 hour time frame, 50 simple crossing below. 200 price action below on both. Touching support there. Bit bullish divergence. Center line. There's hidden divergence. Again, like I'm saying, take caution when you're with your kids in the swimming pool and they don't notice that it's the hidden divergence end of the swimming pool. The broken noses at that young age are very traumatic. And then, you know, there's a trend line. Maybe you're looking at that. That's a big breakdown from here, 240. See, big breakdown, $20. Wow, $20, not that much. Not much at all percentage-wise. Yeah, I could easily do that. I mean, this thing looks a little bit stagnant. Sideways price action below the center line. Yeah, fair enough, right? 1 hour, maybe. 4 hour, well, I mean, it's hard to argue with this trend, so how far are you looking for it to go? This is the first target. It doesn't, you know, negate that previous trade setup we were talking about. There's the trend line you're hoping to catch for. It could go further in your wildest dreams, and then 50 simple, break that 200 period moving average at 250. Anything further than that from here could only be this 236, and that would be over and above any sensible trading objective. Well, you could get it if you followed your profit with the stop loss, yo. That's what I've been saying. 40 minutes in, we got A support in the stream a couple of times with a pair, thank you, and the guy with his sidekick, and he's installing the benefits of having a sidekick, and sidekicks game green with him there, and like harmony, it's brilliant. And then Power Stally with 13 months. 13 months we were looking at. What was that one? How about inverted head and shoulders on SPY with potential right shoulder February 06, 362, and then nothing is real. All the time I go up to 580. I mean, how about that inverted head and shoulders? It's very like you're looking for an inverted head and shoulders on SPY. Downtrend. This would be what you're talking about here then, June. That can't be. What are you talking about, sir? This is what time frame? See, sir, I believe you're not telling me all of the ticker request details, but I can see 580. Yeah, I mean, if it breaks back above your prior highs, that's where it's going. 580. View extensions. That 500 would be an important level to look to, but in advance, yeah. And then inverted head and shoulders have to be a downtrend. This isn't a downtrend like this leg of the trend. It have to be with this in context. And where's your head here, and then this? What's that? That's like not it. It's the same time. June. Talking about February. This, then here, and this. Nah, no way, man. Where's the Nah. Nope. This would be too extensive a retrace, and like, where's your neckline? And like, so like that, there's no symmetry within it. It's not an inverted head and shoulders. So maybe there's one somewhere else I'm not seeing, but I'm not seeing it for sure. And then for you, buddy, old pal. Great to see you. Great to see you. And Bunsen Burner joining up as a member, eh? Brilliant. Thanks everybody for being here and supporting the channel and things. It's great. It's appreciated. Keeping the lights on, keeping the stream going. It's appreciated. Thanks so much. I'm very lucky to have a very loyal audience to keep tuning in and keep the show going. Thanks. Hitting the like button and everything everybody does to support my efforts to support this stream. Thanks very much. Tomorrow is Wednesday. That's not the point. Friday is the last sploshing before Christmas. Right now, if that sounds Hollywood to you, because it is, right? It's blockbuster. This Friday is the last sploshing before Christmas, and it's a black tie event. Okay, it's a black tie event. Somebody said black tie optional. Was it yourself, Amanda, who suggested it? And I was like, nah, what? That's not the black tie events we want. You have to be. Right? There's no optional part of it. So you don't get in if it's. That's why they're like that. So black tie event. This sploshing, the last sploshing before Friday. Yes, Elon Musk is invited, whether he turns up or not. It's very entirely up to himself, like yourselves. But if you don't, or he doesn't, that would cast dispersions upon his character, as it will do on yours. So bear that in mind. Black tie is required if you want to get in, and if you don't get in, no one will even know you tried. So trying doesn't count. And thank you very much. Hit that like button, as we said. Pretty spectacular. Pretty good. $5. How about some AHT, brother? BMG, that was you tip me and I didn't notice it. Didn't do enough on that. I didn't notice the BMG tip me for that. You don't have to tip me for things, BMG, wee big idiot. Did I do enough on it? I didn't. I probably didn't. There's an important point here with price action from this low and this inflection point here. I look important point there. Where's that? 558 on the 1 hour time frame. Well, that's interesting. You've got a lot of bullish divergence there, but it also looks like it could potentially just be down sloping broadening formation. You want to get back above 534. If you do, then you're aiming for 566 to 588. You break above that, you're in with this prior formation, which has got a 200 period moving average and lots of other things suggest it's very difficult to get above 670. So that would be the steps towards top side, but don't know yet. We'll see. Keep an eye on it. See it for sure. Keep an eye on it. Get back above this 86 and these levels here. That'd be significant. You could start trying to chase that downward sloping trend. At least test it out. You know, at least test that out. Normal head and shoulders, not inverted. Sorry. Bum 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 bum. Head and shoulders on a spy and a speed. Bum 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 bum. And this is what you're talking about here then. Squish more on the charts here. Though, you know, other people would say that is a hobby and a verb. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Not, I don't think you should do that. Don't push it, push up. Don't squeeze. Don't squeeze more on to your charts. Normal head and shoulders, not inverted. Normal head and shoulders. Where? Up here? Where? Where are your head and shoulders, sir? February. Main. The high here. You be talking about on the rolling over price action on? Yeah. Well, yes. If you're looking at this as a potential head and shoulders, there was elements of it. I think perhaps when we were going through the course, we were talking about it like upcoming, and then here it is. It was one of the things with the course. Like on the course, it's not like we go back to 1976 to find some example of something happening on an IBM to make a point, as so many weak-ass efforts to educate people do. No, we give you, this is what's going on right now in the world as this course is happening. This is the stuff, and this is what's happening, and this is why. And then so likely we'll see these things, and then so one of the head and shoulders. So at this stage, you know, the level it broke here would be significant, because that would lead to the measured move from the, and you'd be talking like perhaps it's all speaking about this 410, 411. Which again were very significant when we got back there recently, right? So it adds context just to even think about price action like that. Subsequent to testing these levels, you know, we broke back into this sort of formation here at 420 something, 430, whatever it is, and left that gap afterwards. So, you know, you kind of broke the integrity of that head and shoulders. If you're looking at it from measured move and whatnot, we've already done most of it. But yes, and also on these time frames, 4 hour daily is like maybe more obvious. That's the measured move from that side of it. That's the reaction afterwards. So like this would be your head and shoulders here, this guy. Depending on where you're looking, but like both work. That, and then we'll borrow that, and then you see this. And then the measured move then in here, you'll be taking down, boing. And you got that. This was your reaction from it breaking, bounce back up. And then you're within then previous levels of support and resistance, and that formation loses its any value would present you, and you're in a new one where you've got this broadening downward sloping wedge. And since then it's been like who was it, Peter Brandt, that said the other day, he was like something along the lines of even a 4-year-old could draw this trend line. It's good. It's like, well, you know, you're not 4 and you weren't drawing it a few weeks ago, Peter, but yeah, true, now that it's there, even a 4-year-old could draw it. But anyway, a lot of respect for Peter. So I am lost in Glasgow. Renegade Red Squirrel. What part of Glasgow? I suppose that's like hard to get lost in Glasgow. Are you on the ground? You're on the ground floor. That's a good start. Take the safest way there, and then it's a very friendly city, but it's not always somewhere where you can safely ask anyone where you are. 362 low is left shoulder. So you got a phone. If you are Compass Metinist, check your location on your phone, and then definitely give somebody a ring if you're there, and they can help you for sure. And they'll come and pick you up. Wherever you are, squirrel. Where are you, squirrel? 362 lows, left shoulder, 3-4. What are you like, Stally, you big idiot? You're in love with this head and shoulders or something. Why don't you marry it then? You're already married, you say. But polygamy, you say. Well, you know, do not living out far enough out into the countryside then. That's what that problem is. 362 low, left shoulder, 347. In November as head. Well, how could the head be lower than the shoulder if... See, now your shoulders are higher than your head there, sir. Which doesn't work. in terms of head and shoulders. Your head has to be higher than your shoulders. What is this? This is like the head and shoulders of Notre Dame. Isn't it? This is the head and shoulders of Notre Dame. Sometimes they can be sloppy, but you don't want them that sloppy. So, yeah, I mean, that SPY there, it's 355, 358 if it breaks 378. Genius trace button. So it is. And the plays on VIX and UVXY and whatnot. So it is. It's probably already long on loads of stuff because that's what most people are. Because, it's, you know, reduced risk, so stupid guidelines that are actually designed to just turn tap on, take your money off the retails. It's naughty, isn't it? Eh? Be your wise to it. So it's been such an informative show, eh? We've covered loads of things. Pay $10 there as well. You didn't have to put in the $10 to say you were on, silly Billy. Smiley face, good to see it. And the pair, you know, always good to see the pairs. Oh, I could do with a pair right now, actually. Oh, it's not the time of year, but they can do it all sorts now with pairs. You know, they grow them all sorts of times of the years. So what's the GameStop at right now? I'm going to check it when I close stream anyway. Let's put it on. 20 spot 54. Well, not done anything. It's literally done nothing. So is it watching the show? Maybe that's what's up. Watching the show, it has to know where to go. Of course it does. It needs to know what's up. What's up tomorrow. Needs to know what it's daylight. Got to get its agenda ready. I got to go buy a dress. You don't have to go buy a dress. Or maybe I do. I don't know. Everybody should be out buying dresses all the time. If I ran the economy, that would be perfectly fine. That would help. Like the velocity of dresses and stuff. So it's anyone found squirrel? Right. So red squirrel, this is the one you want. This is renegade red squirrel. It's the red squirrels. The other one pushes them out of their habitat. You know, it seems a little bit strange to me when they talk about invasive species and whatnot. You know, I do wonder. It's a little bit of an awkward argument, but hey, you know. Never turned down an argument. That's why I say thank you very much. Hit the like button. Hit it 3 times. Possibly hit it 5 times or 7 times. Those sort of integers. And comment 3 times at least, right? I mean, how many times have I've said how many sentences in this? How many sentences have you said? So you could write a sentence underneath the video and sort of, you know, assuage your own guilt a little bit that way. You could watch this video back a few times. If you're not a native English speaker, there will be new words you can add to your vocabulary. Every time you see one or hear one, write a comment below. Tell me what it was. Alrighty? Yeah, and GameStop. Yeah, and AMC and what else? SPY and VIX and McDonald's. And what else did we look at? Other things. Oh, they were good, weren't they? Everybody a good time? Black tie required. Yes, everybody has a good time. I've had it on Top Chat. That proves that even I can be a huge fanny sometimes. See you tomorrow. It's the last sploshing before Xmas on Friday. Last sploshing.